Explore the core theories and concepts that underpin the study of economics, from supply and demand to economic growth and development. Economics is the study of how individuals, businesses, and governments make decisions about the allocation and distribution of scarce resources. It examines the behavior of economic agents and the factors that influence their decisions, such as pricing, production, consumption, and trade. The main goals of economics are to understand how economies work, improve economic well-being, and make informed decisions about the use of resources. Economics is crucial for understanding and addressing societal challenges related to employment, inflation, and the efficient use of resources. Economics plays a crucial role in understanding and shaping the world around us. It provides insights into how individuals, businesses, and governments make decisions that affect the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. By studying economics, we can gain a deeper understanding of global trade, financial markets, inflation, unemployment, and other complex economic phenomena that impact our daily lives. The branches of economics include microeconomics, which focuses on the behavior and decision-making of individual economic agents, macroeconomics, which examines the overall performance and behavior of the economy, international economics, which studies the economic relationships between countries, and development economics, which analyzes the economic growth and development of countries. Microeconomics focuses on individual economic units, such as markets, supply and demand, and consumer behavior. Macroeconomics examines the economy as a whole, including factors like employment, inflation, and economic growth. The factors of production include land, which encompasses natural resources, labor, which involves human effort, capital, which includes tools and machinery, and entrepreneurship, which organizes and manages production activities. The fundamental economic principles of supply and demand govern how markets function. Supply represents the willingness and ability of producers to sell goods and services at various prices, while demand represents the willingness and ability of consumers to purchase those goods and services. The intersection of supply and demand determines the market equilibrium price and quantity. Equilibrium in a market is reached when the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied at a specific price. This balance point is where the interests of buyers and sellers converge, ensuring an efficient allocation of resources and preventing shortages or surpluses. Elasticity of demand measures how responsive the quantity demanded is to changes in price. Elastic demand has a high sensitivity to price changes, while inelastic demand has a low sensitivity. The elasticity coefficient quantifies this relationship, with values below -1 indicating elastic demand and values between 0 and -1 indicating inelastic demand. Elasticity of supply measures how responsive the supply of a good is to changes in its price. Factors affecting elasticity include the time period, availability of resources, technology, and the number of suppliers. Perfectly elastic supply means quantity supplied changes infinitely in response to price changes, while perfectly inelastic supply means quantity supplied does not change at all in response to price changes. Consumers carefully weigh their options and preferences when making purchasing decisions, considering factors like price, quality, and personal utility. They seek to maximize their overall satisfaction or utility by choosing goods and services that provide the greatest personal value and enjoyment. However, the more of a good a consumer acquires, the less additional satisfaction they derive from each subsequent unit, leading to diminishing marginal utility. Producers aim to maximize their profits by finding the optimal balance between revenue and costs. They seek to minimize their production costs through efficient operations and resource utilization. Producers make strategic decisions about output, pricing, and investment to achieve their profit objectives. Perfect competition is a market structure characterized by numerous small firms selling identical products. Firms are price takers, meaning they have no power to influence market prices. Entry and exit barriers are low, allowing new firms to easily join the market. Perfect competition leads to the most efficient allocation of resources and the greatest consumer surplus. A monopoly refers to a market structure where a single supplier controls the entire supply of a good or service, with no close substitutes available. Monopolies lack competition, allowing the sole provider to set prices and output without constraint, often resulting in higher prices and reduced consumer choice. Monopolies may abuse their market power by engaging in anti-competitive practices, such as limiting supply, raising prices, or preventing new entrants to the market. An oligopoly is a market structure dominated by a small number of firms. These firms often compete on factors like pricing, advertising, and product differentiation to gain a competitive edge. Oligopolies can exhibit both cooperative and competitive behaviors. Examples of oligopolistic industries include airlines, automobiles, and telecommunications. Monopolistic competition is a market structure characterized by multiple firms offering differentiated, but similar, products. Consumers have a range of choices, leading to competition on factors like pricing, branding, and product features. In this structure, no single seller dominates the market, and there is free entry and exit for firms. Sellers have some control over pricing, but are still influenced by competitors. The government plays a crucial role in the economy through regulation and market oversight, fiscal and monetary policies, provision of public goods and services, and redistribution of wealth. By setting rules and regulations, the government ensures fair competition, protects consumers, and prevents market failures. Through taxation, government spending, and monetary policies, the government can influence economic activity and achieve stability. The government also provides essential public goods and services and uses taxation and social programs to reduce inequality and promote more equitable economic outcomes. Governments use fiscal policy to adjust tax rates, impacting both businesses and individuals, to influence economic activity and achieve policy goals. By increasing or decreasing government expenditure on public goods and services, policymakers can stimulate or cool down the economy. When tax revenue is insufficient, governments may borrow by issuing bonds to finance deficits, affecting interest rates and investment levels. The Federal Reserve is responsible for managing the money supply, setting interest rates, and promoting economic stability. It uses tools like open market operations, reserve requirements, and the federal funds rate to influence the economy. The Fed's dual mandate is to maintain price stability, low inflation, and maximum employment. This graph illustrates the relationship between inflation and unemployment over the years 2020 to 2023. It shows how these two key economic indicators have fluctuated and the potential impact on the economy. Economic growth must be sustainable, balancing environmental protection, social equity, and long-term prosperity. The ultimate goal of economic development is to improve the overall standard of living and well-being of a population. Developing nations often represent the fastest-growing economic regions, attracting investment and driving innovation. New technologies can increase productivity, efficiency, and access to resources, fueling economic growth and development. Globalization has led to a significant increase in international trade, allowing countries to specialize in products they can produce most efficiently and exchange them for goods they need. It has opened up new markets for businesses, enabling them to expand their customer base and drive innovation and competition. The global economy has become increasingly interconnected, with countries relying on each other for resources, products, and services, fostering international cooperation and interdependence. The circular flow model is a fundamental concept in economics that illustrates the continuous cycle of economic activity. It depicts the flow of money, goods and services, and factors of production between households and firms in a market economy. The model highlights the interdependence between consumers, producers, and the government, showcasing how they interact through the exchange of resources, products, and payments. Keynes believed that active government intervention and fiscal policy were necessary to stabilize the economy and achieve full employment. He argued that boosting aggregate demand through increased government spending and investment would lead to economic growth and prosperity. In times of economic downturn, Keynes advocated for deficit spending to stimulate the economy and counteract the effects of recessions. Monetarists believe that the money supply is the primary driver of economic activity and inflation, and that the government should focus on controlling the money supply. They argue that Keynesian policies, such as government spending and interest rate manipulation, are ineffective and can actually worsen economic conditions. Monetarists advocate for a stable monetary policy, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a steady growth in the money supply to promote economic stability and low inflation. The fundamental principles of economics, including supply, demand, and market equilibrium, are key concepts to understand. Various market structures, the role of government, and the impact of policies shape economic systems. Understanding the dynamics of inflation, unemployment, and economic growth is crucial for analyzing economic indicators. The influence of globalization, international trade, and the interconnectedness of economies are essential takeaways.